everyone's waiting for a new species field guide to get uploaded by Frontier on their socials for Jurassic World Evolution 2, they actually dropped a forum post with a deep dive into Update 5. And that rhymes, which is, I'm guessing, why they did that. So this is going to have all the information of what we can expect from the free update, which will accompany the Jurassic World Evolution 2 Malta expansion. Now, you don't have to get the DLC to get the free update. They just happen to be launching on the same day. So on December 8th, you can choose to buy the Malta expansion pack or not, but you'll get the free update no matter what. There's no choice. It's yours. Alright, so the first thing in this free update are the new challenge levels, which is something challenge mode players will get excited by. I do not consider myself among the people who get excited by challenge mode. But what this means is we'll get the 5 DFW campaign maps added to the challenge mode version, or yeah, the challenge mode of the game. So those 5 maps, you unlock these new challenge modes by gaining stars across your other challenge mode maps, and it'll unlock Arizona Breakout, Washington State Wreckage, Pennsylvania Headquarters, Oregon Aviary, and California Photography, all of which will contain a combination of new challenge conditions. And some of these new conditions will include tranquilizer upgrades, which will require you to complete research before tranquilizing dinosaurs with anything above a level 1 or 2 security rating, which is... I'm sure challenge mode players will find this interesting. I would find it very frustrating, but this one I do think is very interesting. Psychological trauma, where some dinosaurs will require scientists with the trait of psychologist to cure them. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Also maybe a little sad that our dinosaurs have PTSD apparently, and they need a good therapy session to get over it with their favorite psychologist scientist. But I think it's a funny little detail. Staff hiring requirements, which will need you to meet specific requirements to hire expert staff members. One of the specific challenge modes, which takes place on the California map, titled California Photography, is a new type of challenge, a photo level, which is a new timed photography mission that will test your camera skills. Now, that is probably the only bit in this entire segment that I am actually excited by. I love taking screenshots in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The game is absolutely gorgeous. So this might actually be a fun challenge for yours truly, this sandbox park builder. Okay, so the next thing they're improving in update number 5 is the UI. They've made some UI changes that will give you more control over how you manage your prehistoric species in-game. When you transport a dinosaur, you'll be able to see an icon above which species said dinosaur likes, dislikes, or feels neutral towards, as well as seeing the territories and dinosaurs of that same species in your park, which just makes it easier to place that tranquilized dinosaur in your park. You know, you get the information needed to place it in the appropriate exhibit. So it'd be like, oh, right, this is the exhibit where I put all of my Triceratops, so this is where I should put this tranked Triceratops, something like that. Selecting the alpha of any particular species will highlight the rest of that species, so you can see how many you have in one enclosure. That's also very handy, I feel, because especially when you're building a big park, you sort of lose track of all of that. This is something very noteworthy, I think. I'm not entirely sure it means what I think it means, but... Okay, so what it says. You'll also notice that when controlling your capture teams or assigning tasks to them in your parks, there's a new ailments and tranquilize icon to streamline the process of caring for your dinosaurs with ailments. So what I think this means is that we can now provide medical care for our dinosaurs with the capture teams, not just the MVU. That'll be curious because that basically renders the MVU vehicle entirely moot, because I can't imagine people preferring that slow van over a helicopter, which is obviously much quicker and much safer to approach the dinosaurs with. So that sort of raises a couple of question marks for me. But yeah, it seems to me like this implies that our capture teams will be able to medicate our dinosaurs. Alright, alongside these updates, Update 5 will also come with earlier fight notifications. Now, if you've ever done a big battle royale or something in Jurassic World Evolution 2, you know that the fight notifications come with quite a bit of a delay. By the time you click on them, some of the fights are already over. So this is very nice that this is now getting a little bit of a head start so you can actually catch the full fight. We also get a new notification when those pesky storms disable your tour vehicles, so you have more notice to get them up and running again. And let's see, Lagoon and Aviary preview rings now highlighting the map boundary when placing them. That's also very handy. You tend to run into issues when you place Lagoon and Aviary structures in your park, especially close to the map border. I'll be interested to see how that actually works, how much it's actually going to help and alleviate that sort of source of frustration. But it's good that they're thinking about stuff like that. All right, now, tiny dinosaur behavior. This is something people have been excited about since the DLC and free update were first announced. I sort of skipped over this because in the grand scheme of things, as a sandbox builder, this isn't the most exciting thing to me, but it's definitely very fun and very nice that they are making these changes in behavior. So first up, group attacks. Both Compsognathus and Morus Intrepidus, which is coming in the Dominion Malta expansion, so you only get the Morus Intrepidus if you have that expansion. Otherwise, this only applies to the Compsognathus, but they will team up to attack both guests from the feeder, goats from the feeder, and your guests when they manage to escape. So that's going to be a really interesting and fun animation to witness, I think. Stay tuned for my coverage of the free update when it comes out. I'll be doing a dedicated video on it, showing off every single thing, and you can bet that I'll be focusing on this animation in particular. Both Compsognathus and Morus Intrepidus, as well as Lystrosaurus and Oviraptor, will also behave slightly differently around different obstacles. They're all getting adjustments to their collision behavior in Update 5 so that they will no longer collide with guests or vehicles. There will also be some adjustments to their navigation logic so that these tiny dinosaurs will now navigate around water. Of course, what they do currently is they just run through it and apparently develop gills along the way and breathe underwater. So they're going to change that. This really goes to show just how small the Oviraptor is, because I would personally have thought that the Oviraptor would not be fully submerged walking in the water. I would have thought the head would be poking out like a periscope, but apparently it will be fully submerged, otherwise there's no reason for this adjustment to its navigation logic. Interesting omission here is the homalocephaly, which I think is also fully submerged when it runs through the water. But yeah, I think what this is going to mean is that you can theoretically use water instead of a fence to enclose these species. That could be fun to work with, although, you know, having a border of water between your guests and these tiny dinosaurs is only going to make the tiny dinosaurs even more difficult to see. So I'm not entirely sure how fun that will be and how much of an added value. But now we're getting to my favorite part of this free update, and I will admit that this is my least favorite of the free updates, but this particular little thing is brilliant, and you'll see right away why. Bam! That looks awesome. That is the 2022 Giga, but with a different skin. So excited about that, because this model of the Giga is my favorite. The 2022 Dreadnoughtus of the Dreadnoughtus is my favorite, but it limits you to just one skin color currently. They're gonna change that. So you'll be able to enjoy some new coloring and pattern options for some of your favorite variants as of Update 5. So this applies to the Kentrosaurus 2015, Uranosaurus 2015, which are from the Camp Cretaceous dinosaur pack, and the 2022 variants of the Dreadnoughtus and Giganotosaurus from the Dominion Biosyn expansion, as well as the brand new Iguanodon that is coming in the Dominion Malta expansion, which is coming out along with the free update, as you know. So what this means is that alongside their 2022 and 2015 skins, they're getting the 12 new body colors and 7 new pattern color options that we have for basically every dinosaur in the game. Now, again, there are interesting omissions to this one. I say omissions, really it's just one. In the Malta expansion, we're getting the adult Allosaurus and we're getting the Demon Carno. The Demon Carno, in terms of its model, is very similar as far as I can tell to the regular Carno, so that's fine. But the adult Allosaurus looks quite a bit different to the Allosaurus that we have in the game currently, and it is a variant. However, it is not noted here as a variant that is going to get its own 12 new body colors and 7 new pattern colors. So yeah, it's just weird. It's like it's almost perfect, but then it's like there's one thing missing. You know, like, oh, the DLC that's coming out is gonna have all of the missing Dominion species except Microceratus. Oh, and we're gonna change the tiny dinosaur behavior except for the Homalocephaly. Oh, and you're gonna get these 12 new body colors and 7 new pattern colors for all the variants, including the new Iguanodon, except for the new Allosaurus. It's just weird. It's like they always have to just scratch off one thing. That's weird. But that's me nitpicking, probably. I think it's really fun that we're going to get alternate skins for these models because, oh man, that looks so good. Look at the coloration on the face there. I love it so much. Excellent pattern. Well done. I'm in love with this already. Cannot wait to see all of the different variations. Of course, stay tuned for next week when I will be covering all of that. Alright, so quality of life updates. Update 5 comes complete with a whole range of quality of life updates, which we're sure you'll really enjoy utilizing in your park. Tour vehicles will honk at dinosaurs. That's not really very exciting to me. And we've made some improvements to how lagoon decoration functions in-game, including the camera staying below the water surface whilst being rotated, and the camera staying in the lagoon when moving into the lagoon walls. I think what this means, some improvements to how lagoon decorations function in the game. I think this refers to the bug where if you go into a viewing gallery for the lagoon and you look out at your decorations, you actually can't see the lights. Like when it's dark and you've placed all of these lights in your lagoon and they look absolutely gorgeous and colorful, when you hop into the viewing gallery, all of that is gone. I think this addresses that specific bug. I'm assuming there's going to be more bug fixes as well. Of course, the full patch notes will release on December 8th as the free update comes out. I will cover all of it. And then we'll get into the real nitty-gritty of everything that is included. Also, I want to say, tomorrow Frontier should be doing their weekly Jurassic World Evolution 2 stream. And as has been the case previously, the last stream before they release a DLC, they tend to show quite a bit of the new content. So I'll be tuning in for that live stream. Frontier's live streams are sometimes a bit of a struggle to get through. They're a little bit slow in giving us the information. So if you don't have the time to watch the full live stream, stay tuned to my channel, because if they reveal anything new tomorrow, if they show anything new, I will do a summary of that on my channel. I will give it a dedicated video so you don't miss out on anything new, but you don't have to sit through their entire live stream if you don't want to. Alright, so that includes the information for today. Hopefully we are getting more species field guide. I especially want to see Lystrosaurus, but Oviraptor could have something interesting in it as well. So yeah, I'm hopeful that we're getting species field guides for all of those. Maybe they'll debut one tomorrow during the live stream. That's something they also have done previously. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoy all of this coverage of Jurassic World Evolution 2 and its new content, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.